So in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about textual borrowing, the use of texts in papers, and how this relates to plagiarism. So we want to begin by talking about what considerations that you need to take when you use texts. So one thing you have to think about when you use text is how much does your audience agree with you? What do they know? How close they are to your own opinion? So that the further the gap between you and your audience, the more text that you might need to use in order to narrow that gap, both in terms of how much the audience knows and in terms of whether they agree with you. So, for example, if a teacher says to you, "You're doing a great job," you may think, "Thank you." But if the teacher says, "Oh, you're failing the course," you may need to ask, why am I doing that? So you need more evidence. So it's the same thing with anything you write. You have to think about how much evidence that the audience needs. So if, for example, you're not sure whether the audience completely agrees with you and you want to use a text, you may need to hedge the claim. Now, hedging has to do with modifying the strength of the claim. Sometimes you can boost the strength of the claim, but often you have to hedge it. And you can say things like can or may, and there are many ways of hedging, and we have other videos that look at hedging. The other consideration really is just how much evidence is there to support your claim. So if you're dealing with a topic that has, say, lots of research or lots of people have written about it, you may be able to make a stronger claim than if you're dealing with a topic where there's very little research or very little direct research. And again, sometimes you have to bring in research or articles or arguments from other areas in order to support your claim. But you're trying to think about how much evidence do you have and then base your own claims on how much evidence that you can bring in to support your claims. Now, when you report somebody else's work, one of the things we suggest, and this varies again depending on what field you're in, is choosing reporting verbs. And again, we have other text on reporting verbs, but you might want to look at simply what a reporting verb does is it indicates to the audience how you feel about the text. So if you say this research shows something, that means it's very strong. But if you say this research indicates something, it means the same thing, but you're not quite as sure about the truth of the claim. So you choose a reporting verb that, in a sense, hedges how strong you feel about the claim.